I feel like this hat makes me look like I'm playing for like the Hogwarts baseball team, if there was one. Hello, wizards, witches, and everyone in between. My name is Emma, and today I will be telling you my TBR for the Owls readathon. Alright, we're back. It really does put things in perspective when I look back on my TBR for the last Owls readathon. It kind of really makes me realize that I've been doing this for over a year now, which is so fun. So this readathon is this amazing, detailed, in-depth, really interactive Harry Potter readathon created by G from Book Roast. I will link her announcement video in the description. I believe this is the third year it's happening. I participated in it last year for the first time, and then the Newts as well. So last year I was going for herbologist, which I passed. I passed all my exams. So this year I was kind of stuck between magizoologist, which I also wanted to do last year, or Hogwarts professor, just because like I'm working on becoming a teacher, and with the whole self-quarantine thing and my job situation right now, I'm gonna have quite a bit of reading time in April. So I was like, I'm gonna push myself a little bit more and do the Hogwarts professor one. So that's my career for this year. I'm very excited. So I have to do 7 owls in total. One of them has to be defense against the dark arts, and then one of them is a subject you wish to teach, and then the other 5 are just whatever you want. The first required class I need is defense against the dark arts, which says Grindylows, book set at sea or the coast. So for all of these, I picked books that I physically have on my physical TBR, since that was like my main goal of this year, is to read those. But I decided to go with Adrift by Stephen Callahan, 76 Days Lost at Sea. So if you don't know, I am very much into survival books and kind of memoir things like that, and so this is, I mean, this guy was lost at sea, obviously. According to the back, 9 ships went by and he was not able to get their attention. He dealt with sharks and dehydration and starvation and all that kind of stuff, and I find that stuff really interesting. So I'm really excited to get to this. My dad loaned this to me like a year and a half ago, and I still haven't read it, so we're finally gonna get to it. So for the subject I wish to teach, I decided to go with herbology, just because I became a herbologist last year, so that seemed appropriate. So for herbology, it says Mimbulus Mimbletonia, of title that starts with an M. And I think there was only one on my shelf that started with an M, and that is Meg and Joe by Virginia Contra. This book was loaned to me by my friend Audrey. We both read Little Women and loved it, and she had picked this up a couple months ago, but she loaned it to me first because she thought I might get around to it sooner than she will. So this readathon is helping me to do just that. This is a contemporary retelling of Little Women, and that's all I know. I don't really want to know more than that because I don't want to spoil what happens, but I'm really excited. I loved Little Women so much, and just like the springtime always puts me in the mood for contemporaries. So the rest of these are just 5 subjects that I wanted to do prompts for. So for Care of Magical Creatures, it says Hippogriffs, creature with a beak on the cover. So I decided to go with Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I need to read this in April anyway for the Hunger Games read-along that I'm part of, and the live show for this book will be on my channel. I am very excited. Mockingjay is my favorite book in the Hunger Games trilogy, and I cannot wait to reread this. I don't think I need to summarize what this is about, but if you haven't read the Hunger Games trilogy, now is the time. So then I chose Muggle Studies, which is read a book from a perspective of a Muggle, aka a contemporary, and I decided to go with Hatchet by Gary Paulson. I have been meaning to read Hatchet since I was like 10. So this is a classic middle grade. Gary Paulson, I don't know how I have never read anything by him previously. Iconic, absolutely iconic, especially for someone like me who loves middle grade and also loves survival stories. I don't know how I haven't read this, so I'll go ahead and read the back for you. It says, Hatchet, the harrowing story of how 13-year-old Brian stays alive in the wilderness for 54 days following a plane crash. Now celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Newbery Honor-winning book with this illustrated special edition. Oh shit. I stole this edition from my husband because I have like a 90s mass market paperback of this, and this one's a lot cooler. I'm so excited. I already know I'm gonna love it. Along the same lines, I chose to do Potions, which says Shrinking Solution, a book under 150 pages, and I decided to go with The River by Gary Paulson. This is the sequel to Hatchet, and it is 132 pages, so we made it. I'm really excited. I mean, just look at the cover. Does that cover not look like something that I would absolutely love? So next is Charms, and that is Lumos Maxima, a book with a white cover. And so I decided to do Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. She is the author of Sadie, which I absolutely loved, and this is her second book. I have not heard anyone talk about this, but I have been a little bit MIA from BookTube for the last couple weeks, so I might have missed it. I don't know what this is about. I had the self-restraint not to read the back because I wanted to go into it pretty blind. It's pretty short, the cover's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really excited. I'm hoping if it's even like 2/3 as good as Sadie, it's gonna be really, really good. So last but not least, I chose to do Astronomy, which says Night Classes. Read a majority of this book when it's dark outside. So for this, I decided to go with The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, another book that I've been meaning to read forever. I had my husband pick this book out for me because there's a lot of books that he's read that he's been wanting me to read. So because this prompt was pretty general, and I read the majority of the time at night anyway, I let him pick out a book for me to read this month, and this is it. I've been meaning to read Tom Sawyer for a very long time. My husband absolutely loved this. And yeah, I'm thinking this might be a book that I try and find the audiobook of as well, but I'm really excited to finally have some context for it. Alright, the wand is back. We are done. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you're participating in this readathon, and if you are, what is your profession going to be, and if you've read any of these books, let me know. How were they? I am very, very excited to be doing this again this year. This readathon was so much fun last year. I am going to try my best to do weekly reading vlogs during the month of April, so I'm sure you will hear all of my thoughts on these books then. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye!